Imagine sitting there, staring at your phone, waiting for messages that never come. Or maybe you keep replaying that conversation in your head, wondering if you really mean anything to the person who now seems so distant. There's a tight knot in your stomach, a mixture of hope and doubt that won't go away. What if I told you that Carl Jung, one of the greatest geniuses in psychology, discovered that there are hidden signals inside you, whispers from your soul that already knows the truth? You no longer need to wonder if you are important to this person because your subconscious already has all the answers. Jung discovered something that may seem simple but is deeply transformative. There is a whole world inside you, an invisible universe that he called the unconscious. It is not just a repository of forgotten memories, it is a living force that speaks to you constantly. But in the chaos of everyday life, meetings, work, family obligations, and the constant pressure to be perfect, we have forgotten how to hear this voice. Let's take a typical situation from modern life. You met someone on a social network, and the communication seemed perfect. He wrote to you, sought meetings, and made you feel special. But suddenly something changes, his responses become cold, he distances himself, and you are left alone with the question, what did I do wrong? At such moments, the mind begins to come up with excuses. He's just busy, he needs space. But while the head rationalizes, the body feels something completely different. There is tension in your chest, an inexplicable premonition. Jung taught us that this premonition is not paranoia or insecurity. It is your subconscious speaking to you in its own language, the language of symbols, sensations, and intuition. When a person distances themselves, it is not always because of you, but it is always a signal about what the relationship really is. Think back to the last time you felt this way. Maybe it was with an ex-partner, a friend, or someone who is on your mind right now. What did your body tell you? What did you feel deep inside, beyond what you wanted to believe? Let's talk about the concept of the shadow, one of Jung's most fascinating ideas. The shadow is the part of you that you hide, that you don't want to see. Your fears, insecurities, moments when you felt inadequate. When someone distances themselves and you start to doubt your worth, it's not just about them, it's your shadow coming to the surface. For example, you're sitting with your friends in a cafe, and one of them says, "He's not texting me, he must have found someone better." Or you scroll through Instagram, comparing yourself to other people's perfect photos. At that moment, it's not him making you feel small. It's your shadow whispering doubts that were already there. But Jung didn't see the shadow as an enemy. For him, it was a teacher. If you listen to it, if you dare to look it in the face, it will show you exactly what you need to heal in order to stop depending on someone else's validation. How can you tell if you are really important to someone, even if they are distancing themselves? One of the first hidden signals Jung points out is how you feel in their absence. If their distance plunges you into self-criticism, if you begin to doubt your beauty, intelligence, or value, this is not a reflection of love, it is your shadow asking for attention. Practical exercise. The next time you receive a curt message from someone who makes you feel anxious, don't rush to reply or dwell on what to write. Instead, close your eyes for a second, put your hand on your chest, and breathe. Ask yourself, what am I feeling here? If there is anxiety, fear, or a desperate need to fix everything, it is a signal from your subconscious that something is wrong. Jung believed that our emotions are a compass. Use that compass today. Pay attention to your feelings after meeting someone. Are you leaving with a full heart or empty-handed? Protecting your energy is not selfishness, it is an act of self-love. Here's the turning point. You don't have to keep holding on to something. Letting go doesn't mean giving up, it means choosing yourself. Imagine you have two paths in front of you. One where you keep fighting for someone who is pulling away, and another where you let yourself shine, not depending on someone else's attention. Which path will you choose today? If you've read this far, it means that something inside you already resonates with these hidden signals that Carl Jung left us as a map for navigating our relationships and self-love. We've already talked about how your subconscious warns you when someone isn't right for you, whether it's through a feeling in your chest, unexplained fatigue, or emptiness that you feel even when everything seems fine. But now let's dig deeper. Jung not only gave us the tools to listen to our soul, he also showed that what we see in others, especially in the person who is distancing themselves, is a reflection of what we carry inside. This is called projection. Imagine you receive a short, distant message from him, and even though you try not to read too much into it, something inside you breaks. You start thinking, if only I were happier, prettier, more interesting, more familiar. Jung would say that this thought is not only about him, it is a projection of your shadow, the part of you that you have not yet accepted. When someone distances themselves and you blame yourself, you don't see the truth about that person, you see your own wounds reflected in their behavior. And here's the secret, understanding this can free you from the need to prove your worth. According to Jung, projection is like a game of mirrors. Everything you love or hate in someone has its roots in yourself. If it upsets you that he doesn't seek communication with you, it's not just because he's cold, it's because part of you is afraid of being inadequate. But it works the other way around too. If something about him attracts you, his confidence or his ability to make you laugh, it's because those qualities are already within you, waiting to be recognized. Practical exercise. Take a notebook and write down 3 things that hurt you about his behavior. Then write down how these things remind you of something about yourself. For example, he ignores me, which makes me feel ignored when I don't stand up for myself. But not everything is about pain. Projection also reveals what is truly important. If he distances himself and you continue to feel strong, if his absence doesn't steal your peace of mind. This is a sign from your subconscious that you are connected to your authenticity. Jung believed that relationships that are true to your essence don't make you feel less. They inspire you to be more. Let's talk about letting go, because Jung taught us. Letting go is not giving up. It is an act of strength. Imagine that you decide to let go of a relationship that is weighing you down. You don't respond to that cold message that came after days of silence, and suddenly you feel relief, as if you've taken off a backpack full of rocks. Jung would say it's relief, but it's not relief. Your subconscious is celebrating your decision to align with your truth. When you let go of someone who doesn't appreciate you, you're telling the universe, I deserve better, and the universe hears you. The right people start showing up. The ones who don't make you question your light. Instead of chasing after someone who is pulling away, do something for yourself. Put on a song you love to dance to. Cook your favorite meal, take a walk to your favorite places. The moment of courage comes when, instead of begging him to stay, you calmly say, I choose my peace. Jung would say that this is the moment when your subconscious and conscious minds align, and when that happens, you begin to see magical signs in your life. What he called synchronicity. If he really cares about you, his distance will not be a game of control. It will be a space that respects your value. But if his absence leaves only emptiness, it is your subconscious telling you to move on. Let's start with an important truth that Jung gave us. The subconscious not only warns us when something is wrong, but also shows us when something is real. Imagine you haven't heard from him in several days, and suddenly an unexpected message arrives. Not just a hollow hello, but something that makes you feel seen. thinking of you today. Jung would say that such synchronicity is not accidental. It is a sign of a deeper connection that transcends distance. But here's the trick. It's not just what he does, but how you feel. If this message fills you up without making you beg for more, it's a sign that he cares about you. But if it leaves you hungry, craving something that never comes, your subconscious already knows that you deserve better. Jung believed that intuition is like a beacon in the fog. If his presence uplifts you and his absence does not destroy you, it is a sign that he truly cares about you. But if his distance makes you chase after him, change yourself to keep him, it is not love. It is a lesson from your shadow calling for healing. Let's look at a practical sign you can see right now. Jung taught that people who truly value you don't make you feel invisible. When he calls after days of silence, it's not just what he says, but how he says it. Does he really listen to you? Do you feel that your voice matters? Or does the conversation revolve only around him, leaving your emotions aside? Jung said that true love is reflected in reciprocity. If his distance is accompanied by respect, small gestures that show he cares about you, it's a sign that he cares about you. But if his absence is a void that you have to fill with excuses, your subconscious is already screaming at you to move on. Here's a practical tool. The next time you talk to him, pay attention to how the conversation affects you. Ask yourself questions. Do I feel lighter or heavier? Do I see myself reflected in his words or erased by his indifference? Jung believed that the fullness of life comes not from clinging to the one who is leaving, but from reconnecting with your authenticity. When you decide to let go of a relationship that keeps you in limbo, something magical happens. Your energy changes. You begin to notice that friends who truly see you seek your company more often, that a project you abandoned ignites you again. This is Jung's synchronicity in action. When you align with your truth, the universe responds with people and opportunities that reflect your light. Let's take an example. Imagine that you have been waiting months for a clear sign of commitment from him. But one day, inspired by Jung's ideas, you decide to focus on yourself, sign up for the yoga class you've always dreamed of, or start the business you've been dreaming of since childhood. And just when you least expect it, someone new comes along. Not him, but someone who sees you as a treasure. Jung would say that this is not a failure, it is your subconscious, and the universe is balancing itself because you dared to let go of what was not serving you. Jung taught us that the emptiness you feel when you let go is not a punishment, it is a sacred space for something new to grow. You are truly important to someone when their distance does not make you doubt your worth, when their absence respects your light rather than extinguishing it. But most importantly, you are important to yourself when you decide not to settle for less than you deserve. This journey is not just about them, it is about you, about the strong woman who is awakening to her authenticity. Jung showed us that life is not about searching outside for what you already have inside, it is about remembering who you are and living from that place of strength and wholeness. If you found this video helpful, subscribe to the Flow of Thoughts channel. The next video may be the next step for you. Thank you for watching, see you soon.